Hey y'all, welcome back to Frozen South Carolina. I know it's been a minute since I've been on here, and sorry about that, but a few things kind of got in the way, and I just stopped picking up the phone and the camera and stopped recording, and I'll make a video about that in a little while and go over everything that life has thrown at me the last it's probably been a year or close to it since I uploaded last. But I just wanted to hop on here because I know that there are probably some people that are closely watching what's going on here in South Carolina as well as around the country, and concerns with the weather. We were projected initially to get somewhere in the neighborhood of like 1/2 to 2 inches of ice and freezing rain, and you know, the governor declared a state of emergency. They started deploying all of the trucks. Some of our people went out west, further west, Alabama, Mississippi, and some of them stayed here, and some people came here, and I don't know all the logistics behind all of that, but I will say that even up until probably 10 o'clock last night, they were saying possibly 1/4 to maybe 1/2 inch of freezing rain, but they actually were saying that the majority of it was going north of us. Thank goodness, north and even west a little bit. So praying for everyone in the path of this storm, because I understand it's already been relatively catastrophic for a lot of people. But I just wanted to give you an update that we are safe. The ground is frozen, no doubt about that. All of the animals are good. Gail and Shay are actually in Georgia. They had a show yesterday. So I'm taking care of the dogs that are here, and of course my dogs and all the cats and everybody's good. A little iced over, but good. I'm in, if you can't tell, I'm in the laundry room. I hurried up and washed a bunch of laundry yesterday, because I wasn't sure whether or not it was going to get above freezing today, to be able to turn the water back on, because whenever it freezes I have to turn the water off to the camper so that and drain my hot water tank, because back in the fall we had one night that was freezing that I didn't drain the hot water tank, and I think that possibly could be what busted the hot water tank, or caused a crack in it, because a couple of weeks later it busted. So now I turn off the water, drain the hot water tank anytime it's going to be below freezing for more than an hour or two. So last night around 6:30, it was already like 31 degrees, but the pipes weren't frozen yet. But I did go ahead and turn the water off, drain the hot water heater. I've got gallons of water that I can heat up on the stove and in my instant kettle if I need to, when I don't have water. So it's not a big deal. Easy enough for me to survive. Certainly easier for me probably than others. My stove is gas, so if I do lose electric, I have the gas. What stinks is that as cold as it is, if I do lose electric, I don't have a way to heat the camper. So I will be looking soon, hopefully, into the potential of buying a generator that I can keep, just in case. I'll have to talk to Gail about what's best for campers, because I know you buy different generators for campers than you do for like a house, obviously. But I think most portable generators are typically okay. Our neighbors down the road, they don't have electricity on their property at all. They have a setup similar. It's not a camper type trailer, but it's a little tiny home that they've got on their property, and I know they run solar generators as well as gas powered generators, so I might talk to them about what they use. They don't use it to power their refrigerator or anything because it's too expensive to try to do that long term. but they do use it to power lights and television and be able to charge their devices and things like that. So I may ask them what they use, and I'll ask Gail what she recommends for this camper. But let me, give me a second. Like I said, in the shed, I have a heat lamp on in the shed, and that's so that the pipes inside to the washing machine don't freeze. That's why I have that set up. And I have been taking care of the neighbor's dogs, and I put a heat lamp on him yesterday, and I just went over and fed him. And he's actually, I mean, I wouldn't say it's warm for sure. But I also covered his run with tarps and made sure that the plastic was pulled tight around the sides. There's only one side that's exposed, and that side actually faces the house, so it's kind of blocked from the wind. And I put fresh shavings in there for him, and like I said, I wouldn't say it's warm in there, but I believe that at least under the heat lamp, it's probably above freezing. There was nothing frozen on the ground right in that general vicinity of the door. The door wasn't even frozen shut, and like I actually was a little bit worried about getting out of my yard this morning because the gate, it was kind of frozen a little bit, so I was a little bit worried about that. But it does look like we're going to get more weather. I'm going to turn this around real quick to show you the tiny little bit of accumulation of snow and ice that we have so far. It is sleeting currently, but not bad. It's like a very, very light mist sleet. The biggest thing is that the ground is frozen, and so it's slippery. And I don't have snow boots, but I have rain boots. And unfortunately, the rain boots, they don't grip all that great. So it is slippery. Hang on one sec. I'm stepping down. Okay. So it is slippery, but they are predicting right now, I think, that it's going to be above freezing. I looked earlier, and one of my apps said, my Weather Channel app said something around 40 degrees, 45 degrees today, but I don't think that's correct. I do think that it's probably going to get above freezing. I hope that it's going to get above freezing. We're under a thick cloud cover, so I doubt that it's going to get much above freezing. I don't think it'll get much above freezing, but it hopefully will get enough above freezing that the road surface can thaw. Let me show you. I'll show you right here. This is my driveway actually is not even frozen. It's wet, but it's not frozen, and the temperatures are below freezing. So that's good. That the ground. I mean, sorry about that, guys. I lost you for a second. The ground itself is not cold enough for anything to freeze for a very long period of time. One day last week, it got up, I think it was Thursday. It's either Thursday or Friday. It got up to 60 something degrees, 60, 62, something like that. So the ground is not frozen, and that makes a big difference when dealing with freezing rain and snow. So if you live in the south and you don't know, or you live in the north and you don't know, I don't know, the ground has to be frozen for the snow to stick. I mean, if the ground isn't of a freezing temperature, the snow and ice isn't going to stick. So that's the good thing about here. Let me show you the ducks. I did put pool salt in the duck pond, and I can see there's some icicles floating in there, but you see the ducks don't care. They're in there swimming, and it's actually probably better for them to be in there because they are insulated, and at least if they're in there, their feet aren't on the cold ground. So that's good. But the waters are definitely frozen. I'm going to have to try to see if I can't break that up a little bit later today. They're not frozen solid. You can see. So I will dump those out a little bit later and fill those back up with fresh water. Don't mind the upside down quail coop. I have to get rid of that still. I do believe that quite a few of the chickens are still in the coop. Now, I really didn't do anything to winterize them. Oh, they ate a lot of food last night, so that's good. I'm glad to see that. But this is our coop. I mean, it's nothing special, nothing grand. Definitely not weatherproof. Well, it's rainproof, but it's not really all that windproof. It's a windbreak. But I think there's nobody in the nest box, but I also don't think that there's... Oh, there was somebody in the nest box. Oops, sorry, baby girl. Didn't mean to interrupt the possibility of egg laying. Look, turn the light on real quick. No egg yet. Now, a lot of the girls do lay. They lay about this time. In the morning, I usually get my first egg around 7, 8, 9 o'clock. They have finally started laying again 2 or 3 weeks ago. I started getting 1 or 2 a day again instead of 1 or 2 a week. And now I'm getting like 3 to 5. And I have 6 hens. I'm getting 3 to 5. So, anyway. This is getting to be a longer video than I had intended. I was just wanting to give you a bit of an update on everything that's going on here. Let you know, yes, it is below freezing. Yes, we are getting a little bit of sleet. Maybe a tiny little bit of freezing rain. But the ground is not frozen. Hopefully the roads are good. I'm hoping the roads are good because Gail and Shay are coming home today. So I hope the roads from Georgia to here are not bad. And yeah, so far so good. Just pray that we do not, or that I do not lose power, that we don't get enough ice to actually bring down any of the power lines, because that's what really, that's my biggest worry right now, is that we'll get ice on the power lines and it'll bring down the power lines, or we'll get ice in the trees and the trees will bring down the power lines. So I just pray for us that that doesn't happen, and I will see you on the next one.